What's up guys, it's your boy Rashad back again with another video. I'm so sorry, I apologize, I failed you guys because I missed out on last week's The Walking Dead. But never fear, it wouldn't be Rashad's review without a double Walking Dead review. So the first review I'm going to do today is Season 8, Episode 11, Dead or Alive. Major spoilers, so this is your spoiler warning. If you haven't seen these two episodes, you know what to do. So without any further ado, let's get into the video. Now for me, this was another semi-slow episode. It wasn't as slow as the previous ones, but it was slow and it did drag in parts, particularly with Gabriel and Dr. Carlson. Yeah, Dr. Carlson and Gabriel, their whole side story, it slowed down a lot. But first, I just want to talk to you about Tara. Now, Tara's one of my favorite characters. I know a lot of people think she's irrelevant, she's useless, she doesn't really do much or bring much to the story. But I love Tara. I understand how a lot of people feel about the way that she's treating Dwight and how she's a hypocrite because she did the same thing with the governor. And to those people, I just say, yeah, have some of that. Firstly, Tara didn't know that the governor was a psychopath. She didn't know what he was going to do at the prison. And when she did find out, she switched sides immediately. She didn't take part in any of the violence that happened. As soon as she saw Herschel she was gone. The same cannot be said for Dwight. Dwight escaped the Saviors, robbed Daryl, went back to the Saviors, got his face burned, gave up his wife, killed Denise, decided to backtrack and switch sides when he couldn't live with himself anymore. Those are two completely different things. I understand that obviously fundamentally they did both switch sides, cool. But it's the intent behind it. Tara was already always a good person. She didn't sacrifice any part of herself to survive. Dwight did. And he killed Denise. So the fact that Tara is very angry at him and wants to kill him in this episode is completely understandable. Now, I'm not saying that I agree with Dwight and what he's doing, or I agree with Tara and what she's doing, because in this episode, she's pretty stupid. She does a lot of stupid things, trying to get Dwight killed, chasing him, and that sort of thing. But I'm just saying that I understand why they did what they did. And Dwight, to his credit, does believe, I think he's genuine in believing that he's going to die at the end of this. He just wants to help them win first, as he says. Oh, Father Gabriel, I guess I should get this out of the way. So Father Gabriel escapes with Dr. Carlson. He's trying to get them back to the hilltop. He's going blind because of his illness, the same illness he got when he was covering himself in guts and was with Negan. He still hasn't gotten over that, which is probably I think it's the first time we saw someone getting ill from covering themselves with walker guts, but it makes sense. It's rotten flesh, it's diseased. You're going to get fucked up if you put it on you. But to me, I didn't really like this B plot because it didn't really do anything for the story. It was just literally like a filler. I didn't really care about what they were doing. If they had just got from where they were to Hilltop or got killed in the middle of it, I would not have cared. Gabriel, I do like him now as a character. I didn't before, but if he died, I wouldn't be as upset as if somebody else died, to be honest. Also, the fact that Gabriel kept trying to push home this religious message annoyed the fuck out of me. I'm not really religious like that. I don't mind people that are, but when they try and push it forward like that, it does kind of annoy me. So yeah, I didn't really care about the whole side story. I would have preferred if both of them had died, not just Dr. Carlson, because it kind of made the whole thing kind of pointless. You know what I mean? They traveled that long, they had all this good luck, and then Carlson died, and Gabriel's now shaken. I doubt it's gonna shake his faith or anything like that. So what was really the point in their journey? Gabriel's now with Eugene and making bullets even though he can barely see. It's back to square one. I did like when when Dr. Carlson got trapped in the bear traps and Gabriel had to use the force to shoot a walker in the head. That was kind of sick. I'm not gonna lie. I can't be hating about that. The other B plot with Morgan, Carol and the little boy whose brother died, didn't care about that as much. I don't think it should have had as much screen time as it did. But I do like seeing the fact that the boy is growing up. He seems to be a lot braver now. And I don't like the fact that Morgan lied to him. Because if he does find out that that long-haired prick did kill his brother, all hell's gonna break loose. And I feel like he will find out because that guy doesn't know how to keep his mouth shut. Maggie seems to be getting softer with the saviors, which is annoying me. I like the fact that when she shot that guy before, and she is being badass when it comes to the saviors, but that one savior dude, the one that's being very nice and stuff, I would hate if they got together in the future. I would hate if he became one of the good guys. To be honest, if it was me, I would kill them all or let them go. Either or. Obviously, it would take some kind of toll on my soul if I killed them all. But they can't keep them there. They can't keep them fed. They can't keep watching them. And if the saviors come, they're just going to cause more problems having them around. So, I don't know. I did like when Maggie went to talk to Gregory, the long-haired guy, did scoot and hide so that he wasn't first picked, to... I felt the scene where Daryl arrives and tells Carol and Enid about Carl's death. I thought that was very powerful. I loved Enid's reaction. That was just heartbreaking. It drove Carl's death home again for me, which just made me feel like, why have they killed him? Yeah, I like that scene a lot. I don't know how it's going to affect them going on, but I wished they actually read the letters that Carl gave them all. I think we've only seen Negan's and Rick's at this point, so I want to see what he wrote to Enid and Carol and Maggie and even Daryl, hopefully. So based on a half-hearted plan told by Eugene, who's now making bullets in the machine factory and has his own outpost, well done Eugene, Negan has now decided to coat melee weapons in walker guts to infect people. Now, I know that this has some significance in the comics, but I don't know how this is gonna affect the actual TV show. Because obviously they're trying to get melee kills in, or melee hits in with knives and bats and stuff like that. But everybody else is gonna be shooting at them, so how are they gonna really, I don't know, I'd have to see how they do it. But those are my thoughts on episode 11, Dead or Alive. It wasn't great. I only really liked the moments when the group found out that Carl was dead. The side stories pissed me off. It's not showing people that we really care about at the moment. It's very slow at the moment, which I understand. So I'd give this one a high 6 out of 10. That is a strong 6 out of 10. But yeah, guys, I just hope AMC knows what they're doing, because I want my Walking Dead back. I do. And I'm trying so hard not to be one of those people that are starting to hate on it. But I can see, with this critical eye, I can see why people dislike it. Now, episode 12, The Key. Let's just get straight into it. This is the episode that I've been waiting for this whole half season. Like, this is where shit starts to kick off. Stuff's happening. The characters that are involved are characters that we care about. So, Walking Dead. Thanks for this episode. I think we only have about 4 episodes left, maybe 5 episodes till the finale. So I understand why these episodes are a bit slower. There's a lot of character development and little character moments, but I also don't care about some of the moments that they have shown. So for me, it's given the people that don't like Walking Dead or are very hard against it at the moment, it's given them ammunition to hate it even more. So I love this episode. I enjoyed it a lot. It even started out really well, to be honest. So the saviors are on the way to the hilltop to put the fear of God in people, infect a couple of people with their nasty blades. I enjoy the fact that Simon tried to get Dwight on his side straight away by getting him to ride with him, just so he could plant the seeds of dissent in him. And it was a smart move by Simon, to be honest, because who else would hate Negan as much as Simon is starting to, but Dwight. He's got his face burned, his wife is gone, like he has no reason to like the guy apart from survival, which he points out. The fact that Negan is there with Lucille and a bucket of Walker guts in his car, as soon as I saw that, I thought it was stupid. I mean, you know what happened to Gabriel, so why in the actual fuck would you be riding around with a bucket of diseased entrails right next to you? For it to just spill and you'd be infected instantly. I don't understand the logic in that. Rick had some alone time, some brother time with Daryl this episode. I haven't seen them actually talk about stuff in a long while, so it was good to see them talk about Carl. You could see that Dal was trying to check to see if Rick was okay, which he did respond to, and he said he was okay. He clearly isn't, because he then went by himself to try and kill Negan, even though he was supposed to be scouting. Wasn't supposed to engage him, saw Negan straight away, saw red, and attacked him, which was probably the stupidest and smartest thing he did, because at the same time, Simon and Dwight stopped the rest of the Saviors from going after Negan. If that hadn't been the case, Rick would have died. Now, normally, Rick is a good shot, unless plot has him not be, which in this case it did. He went to the Stormtrooper School of Shooting today, and he couldn't hit shit. I don't understand how he went through 3 magazines and 6 bullets in his, what was his gun quiz? Python. I don't know how he went through all of those bullets without hitting Negan once. All I can say is that the plot armor is strong with these two. It did make for some good TV though, which is what a lot of people do not understand. You can't have Rick just jump out of a car, shoot Negan in the head, and it be over. It doesn't work like that. People will be upset. People will be dissatisfied. Everyone in the comments saying, how did he not hit him? He should have killed him straight away. I'm tired of him fighting Negan and not killing him. Like, every time they have a confrontation, it gets closer and closer to them to actually doing some damage to each other. This confrontation, in fact, was the first time I saw Negan physically running away from Rick. Rick had the upper hand at all times in this fight, to the point where Negan was making deals. Like, Negan doesn't make deals. He was all telling Rick he had to be a janitor and that everything would be forgiven and stuff like that. Like, that was the desperate man talking. I liked also when Rick decided to tomahawk Negan and ended up murdering him right there and then on the spot. That was amazing. When he grabbed the bat and he had Lucille and Negan lost his shit, that was also crazy. I don't understand why he has this fascination with the bat. But the fact when Rick had the bat and was doing dirt with it, good TV, man. The B plot in this didn't actually piss me off, which was probably the first time in a couple of weeks now. Maggie, Rosita, Enid, and Michonne found another group of survivors, 3 weirdos that at first glance, they actually just sound crazy. They're talking about trading food and music for knowledge. They get taken back to Hilltop, which is Maggie doing what Maggie does. You can see that Carl's death is affecting Enid in a major way because she's ready to just kill anyone now. She doesn't really care. She doesn't see why her killing someone made her stay alive while Carl saving someone got him killed, which is fair enough. But this storyline did pay off in the end, where Maggie decided to give them the food and music that they needed, and the lady gave them a book, which was the key to their future. And to anybody else in the zombie apocalypse, this would have been like, what the fuck is this? But it had schematics in there for windmills, aqueducts, ways to actually make their community survive in the long term, which is gold. Like, I think only Rick and the Saviors would actually cherish this book as much as, like, it's a game changer, this book. I believe that it's a game changer. Like, imagine having the knowledge of architects and farmers and stuff like that that would actually consolidate your own base and make it, like, imagine what Hilltop would be in 10 years with this information. 5 years with this information. Oh my god, I can't wait. Anyways, Simon manages to convince Dwight to not go after Negan and save him. They went back to the Saviors. They're going to Hilltop to kill everyone now. Negan, during his fight with Rick, finds out that Simon killed all of Jadis's people, which he didn't realize. He kept talking about, why don't you let me save you, Rick, this, that. I truly believe that if I was in the zombie apocalypse, I would probably be Negan. I'm not gonna lie. Does that make me a bad person? Just for the fact that the Saviors seem so on top of things. Like, even the speech that Simon was giving to the rest of the Negans, it was crazy. Everyone was on the same page. Now imagine how many weak-minded people you would have to filter out for your core group to be as strong as Rick's is. Like, they've been in the apocalypse for a while now and everyone's on the same page. And thinking about it this way, they have a lot more people. So there's a lot more people. Like, imagine how many times he would have had to kill someone like Simon that decided they wanted to rule ship themselves. The more people you have, the more problems you have. And Negan has a group, a big group, where everyone bows to him. That couldn't have been easy to create. Could not have been easy to create. And it's groups. He's obviously gone to other groups like Alexandrians and stuff like that and convinced them to actually join him. So he's actually taken other groups and integrated them into the Savior. So now he has an actual army. Like, he has an actual army of militarized people that can fight, they can survive by themselves, and they're all loyal to him. You've got to give him some credit for that at least. But yeah, Simon convinces the Saviors to go on without Negan and continue the mission. But instead of scaring the hilltop, they're going to just kill everybody. Negan manages to escape with Lucille. I understand him escaping. Escaping with Lucille was just a stroke of luck. Plot. And you find out by the end of the episode that Jadis has now kidnapped him. So I don't know how long Negan's going to be with Jadis. Hopefully until the Saviors assault on Hilltop. Because I want him to actually appear, and with the realization that no one actually came to help him. They all left him there to die. He's got a lot of weeding out to do. I think Simon's going to get Lucilleized. Lucilled. Yeah, it's Lucilled. Simon's going to get Lucilled, and I think it's going to push the story ahead a lot more now. But it's just so sad that this second half of the season 8 has been so slow, because now we're going to have to wait till season 9 for anything good to happen. But those are my thoughts on this week's episode of The Walking Dead. I will give this episode an 8 out of 10. That's a solid 8 out of 10. I enjoyed the character moments, I enjoyed the action scenes, and I enjoyed how it pushed the story forward. Can't say further than that. Let me know down in the comments what you guys thought. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What do you think is going to happen next episode? Like, subscribe if you're new, and as usual, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Taylor about the fucking flex.